Hello guys, welcome back again with me, Tia Firanasha. So today I'm gonna make a video about conspiracy theories again and again about Titanic. As you guys know that Titanic is popular for all around us, around the world. But in fact, that's not that simple because Titanic is not sank because of ice mountain, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories that we never know before. So here we go. Okay, Titanic was a romantic film that I love. I watched this movie like about 3 times or more on television, but in fact, it wasn't that simple. So let's start with the beginning. I'm gonna tell you a story about Titanic. Okay, RMS Titanic was a British passenger superliner that owned by a company named White Star Line. One of them, known as JP Morgan, was one of the owner of White Star Line, who was a banker and an art collector. Okay, the journey of RMS Titanic, the first one is on April 2nd in 1912. Captain Edward John Smith cruising the RMS Titanic, and the second one on April 3rd, Titanic arrived at Southampton, and in April 10 in 1912, passengers of Titanic preparing themselves for cruising to New York City, and in April 14 in 1912, Titanic got warning to watch out from the ice mountain around it. And in the same day, at 11:40 p.m., RMS Titanic was hit and got broken and sank because of ice mountain. As all you guys know, in film, just hit by ice mountain and sank, and there's a lot of victims of it. But many people believe that there's some other conspiracy theories that they might believe that it would happen on Titanic. Okay, the first conspiracy theorist was Olympic into Titanic. So the company White Star Line ordered the biggest and the fastest ship in human history, named Olympic. Olympic looked like a Titanic. The ship was about 45,000 tons, and the long is about 268.8 meters. So this is the biggest and fastest ship in the world. But in September 20, 1911, Captain Edward John Smith drove this ship and hit the British warship, caused the damage to Olympic ship. But about that accident, there's no victims. So the White Star Line overwhelmed about the money to repair this ship because it takes a lot of money and a lot of cost. And in that time also, the insurance company had a policy that they will pay it off if the damage is above 70% and there's a lot of victims. So White Star Line paid the repair by themselves and got overwhelmed because there's no insurance money. They also confusing because including that time, the Titanic must be launched immediately by a lot of people, and also the Olympic got damaged, so they got overwhelmed all the time. And after that accident, because it takes a lot of money, White Star Alliance, many people note about that they changed the Olympic into Titanic, look like Titanic, because these two ships had a similarity about 90%. So they changed Olympic into Titanic, and they could be sink to Titanic when they launch it on purpose. So they got compensation from the insurance. Why? Because if the damage is above 70% and there's a lot of victims, they got compensation. So they could sing it on purpose. What do you guys think? So as you guys can see that Titanic and Olympic is look like 90%, like the similarity. So they change physically, like the floor, the carpet, and also the deck. They take it from Titanic into Olympic because many people know from the accident that Olympic is a broken ship, so they wouldn't pass it anymore. Okay, after the first conspiracy theories, as you guys know that White Star Line company changed physically Olympic into Titanic because they look like and this gets a similarity. There's some rumor that spread out from people all around it. Some people saw that White Star Line changed the name Olympic into Titanic, and the rumor got spread out into people around it. And when White Star Line looked around for crews for Titanic, they got nothing because of that rumor, while they had already give them like a big salary 8 times bigger than before, but nobody wants it because they already heard that White Star Line is gonna sink the Titanic on purpose to get money from insurance. So they thought that they wouldn't work on Titanic. And also White Star Line got a new cruise, like a young people with no experience at all. So what do you guys think? Maybe they sink Titanic on purpose. Okay, the second conspiracy theory that maybe many people believe it is that according to some survivors from Titanic, they said that Titanic wasn't split into 2 parts, as you guys know in movie, but they said they hear some explosion and the Titanic was split into 4 parts, 4 pieces. The possibility that some people believe that there's an additional explosion in the hull of RMS Titanic. So why they do that? Because they could take the money from the insurance. They got compensation because the damage was above 70% and there's a lot of victims. It's around 1,500 victims, right? And also why they have done this murder on purpose? What's their imagination? What's their purpose to do it? They done this, they got the bomb, they got additional explosion in the hull because Titanic was cruising by the passengers, the richest people in the world. Like as you guys know, if you can see that the Federal Reserve Company was owned by the richest people in the world. 3 of them died as the passenger from RMS Titanic. So there's a lot of problem from Federal Reserve. So they might be think that when they got an additional explosion for RMS Titanic, they could kill them and they could murder them on purpose. So they got nothing. What do you guys think about it? And also, the purpose of this additional explosion for RMS Titanic is not only for the 3 Federal Reserve owner, but there's a lot of passengers from around the world that's the richest people in the world, the influential and the other one. There's a famous people from the passengers of RMS Titanic, so they might could do it. But who knows? It's up to you to believe it or not. Okay guys, that's just some conspiracy theories that might be believe it or not. It's up to you. But it's still conspiration. I don't think it's not true. I don't think it's true. But it's just from me. What do you guys think about it? Do you have any other conspiracy theories about Titanic? Or maybe they've done something else that we never know. Comment down below and don't forget to subscribe because I'm gonna make another video if you like it. So thank you for watching and see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.